We start with breaking news here on RT International this hour. President Donald Trump takes aim at the U.S. intelligence community, accusing it of illegally handing classified information to the mainstream media, quote, like candy. Now, this comes as media reports citing unnamed sources claim Donald Trump's team was in contact with Russian intelligence during his election campaign, sparking more hysteria over the new president's alleged links to Moscow. The U.S. military confirms to RT that its airstrikes in Syria used depleted uranium known to cause cancer and generations of birth defects. That's despite the Pentagon insisting in the past it wouldn't use the toxic substance in military campaigns. From research hub to center of unrest, RT reveals the German University of Hamburg has become a platform for left-wing radicals planning to hijack July's G20 meeting.
After getting together at the university, the groups are heading towards the future protest site. They're calling this a tour, and they're being followed by police.
Watching RT International live from Moscow with me, Marina Joshi. We begin with breaking news this hour. Donald Trump has accused the mainstream media of spreading conspiracy theories and blind hatred and questioned the legality of the leaks provided to various outlets. Now, this was his reaction to today's headlines, alleging that his team had contacts with Russian intelligence.
High-level advisors close to then-presidential nominee Donald Trump were in constant communication during the campaign with Russians known to U.S. intelligence. This is according to multiple current and former intelligence, law enforcement, and administration officials.
All right, and Kate is with us. Kate Partridge is here with us in the studio. She's been keeping an eye on the story all day today. Well, Kate, what's going on? It looks like a full-blown war at the White House.
It certainly does, between some members of the intelligence community and the Trump administration. And as we saw in the tweet by Donald Trump, the president himself, he directly names the FBI and the NSA as giving illegal information to the media. And this follows on from the report in the New York Times that said 4 current and former American officials alerted the media over alleged contacts with Russia. Now, according to the media, American law enforcement and the intelligence agencies intercepted the communications which were happening at roughly the same time as the American election campaign, and they noted them due to their frequency and also the level of the advisors in Trump's campaign. It also coincided at a time when Donald Trump was talking in glowing terms about Vladimir Putin. Well, the intelligence agencies then tried to find out if the Trump campaign was colluding with alleged Russian hackers in the election campaign, and so far the media says the officials couldn't find any evidence to back that up. But the White House thinks that this could threaten national security.
When we have government employees that are entrusted with this and then leak it out, that undermines our national security.
Well, certainly what comes to mind is a question about the media and its role in all of this.
Well, yes, I mean, they had a big role in all of this. Firstly, CNN comes out with a story all about the security advisor, Michael Flynn. They're saying he resigned on Tuesday due to links with Russia, and they also implied that this could be treason.
This isn't just sort of a casual violation of the Logan Act. This is sort of a direct and, you know, maybe even treasonous activity.
Well, you know, certainly when we look at situations like this, the question of double standards springs up to mind as well. I mean, sometimes media picks and chooses what to report on or what not to report on, what to highlight and what not to highlight. But isn't leaking such information a criminal offense?
Well, yes, it is, but how it's viewed or punished very much depends on which side that you're on. The Obama administration was very tough on whistleblowers. They were the most stringent, apparently, since Richard Nixon's time. But now Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, now that they're on the other side, effectively lauding the outing of Flynn by saying fire Flynn, some of all the other hashtags that came through on Twitter. They're saying that it's in the public interest. But if you look at other whistleblowers that have been implicated with links to Russia, particularly Julian Assange, Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning, then they're deemed as liable for prosecution. And if you look look at the consequences of what happened to them in prison, one's on the run, one's effectively incarcerated within the Ecuadorian embassy, then you appreciate that there seems to be a double standard going on here, because when it comes to Trump and his alleged links to Russia, then there's one set of treatment, and then it seems to be it's in the public interest to talk about these things.
So many facets to one and the same story there. Well, Kate, thanks so much for bringing us this update. Kate Partridge here in the studio. And Stephanie Gibault, a UBS bank whistleblower, told us that leaks will always be viewed differently depending on who benefits from the information coming to light.
What I think as a whistleblower is that media information is absolutely important for everyone, for all the citizens. Now, what really matters is the independence of the media. Now that information is being published, who is it good for? Is it good for the citizens? Is it good for freedom of speech? Or is it good for other hidden actions? What I understand is that some leaks are good and some leaks are considered to being not desired. And according to who leaks what, then we can be considered as traitors.
Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, bookmakers in the UK are taking bets on whether Trump will even complete his first term in office. RT's Polly Boyko took to the streets of London to see where people are placing their money.
How long can he last? That is the question plaguing Donald Trump at the moment. In fact, it's hardly surprising given the interest that the mainstream media has in discussing / fantasizing about all the various ways in which he could lose power. Will he resign? Will he be impeached? Or might he even be assassinated? Well, you can bet on it. Gambling shops the world over are making money off Trump's so far tumultuous presidency. And one UK bookmaker has said that customers are flocking to place bets on multitudes of eventualities.